If you're into triathlons or you're thinking about giving it a go, this is my story of how I set a goal last year to win the Brighton and Hove Supersprint, and I achieved it. Yes! Height of sporty sophistication. I'm Katie and I did my first ever triathlon in September 2016. If you've been following my journey, I am so sorry it's taken me this long to post this video. In January of 2017, I set myself 2 goals. Goal number 1, to finish a London triathlon, the Olympic distance. We did it! And goal number 2 was to be first female to cross that finish line for the Brighton and Hove Supersprint Triathlon.
First lady across the line of the Supersprint. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Partnerson's very own Kate Foster. Our first lady across.
So the first half of this video is about the event itself, and in the second half, it would be rude not to share all the stuff I've learned. So a triathlon consists of a swim, a bike and a run, and if you want to see some really detailed, really great videos about it, go onto a YouTube channel called Global Triathlon Network. They are great. So setting a goal and making it public is pretty scary, because if you don't achieve it, you feel like you're going to be embarrassed telling everyone about it. The thing is though, when you do go public with it, you're so goddamn determined, or at least I am anyway, to achieve it, that there is nothing that's going to stop you. And if for any reason you don't achieve it, you will get so close to it that you will be super proud of yourself. So Brighton and Hove Triathlon, it was their second year going. It is an amazing event. It involves a sea swim, and the running and the cycling are all on the seafront. Now I was nervous because my London triathlon, I had a freak out in the water and I had a panic attack. And I've never had that before, and you cannot help but let that play on your mind. So I just breathed, I kept my eyes on the boys in the water, and I'm like, I am gonna do this. Now, the biggest waste of time and energy is if you go off track. So my first tip is to keep your eyes on the course. So for me, that meant I didn't ever fully submerge my head in the water. I would draw my arm back, and then I wouldn't ever go down like this. I'd keep my head like this, so the water was like that, and I just kept going. And for that reason, I kept a really, really tight line around the buoys. I could touch the buoys at every point. Very important. When I got out of the water, I was about 4th, and that's when reality kicked in. I could actually win this. The atmosphere was amazing. All the crowds come down to the Brighton promenade. They're all clapping you. There's this green bit of carpet to help you walk over the pebbles, because yeah, walking quickly over the pebbles is not fun. You go into transition, you get dry, you unrack your bike, and off you go. And at this point, I overtook 2 girls. It felt amazing. The point I knew that I was number 1 when, God bless her, this amazing steward stood next on the side of the road as I rode past my bike and went, "Come on, you're first woman!" Wow! What a brilliant, brilliant feeling. She was amazing, and they're all volunteers, and that's when I knew, and I was absolutely on a roll at that point. So the final stage is you rack your bike, you take off your helmet, and then you run. And the course in Brighton is a loop, and when you come back down, you come past the people that are behind you. And then the most humbling thing is that they were all applauding. They were applauding me, I was applauding them, everybody was encouraging each other, and everybody was having a really good time. It is a really emotional thing. You've trained for this all year, you're competing with the most loveliest of people, and then you hear that person on the tannoy as you get closer, and then your family and friends are there, and you're just like, yes! It is an amazing feeling.
Now here's what you gotta do. You know when you go to a store like Alexander's.
So my absolute biggest piece of advice would be, if you can get some sessions in with a personal trainer, do that. My brother was kind enough to buy me 3 sessions of a lady called Marianne Clark, and she taught me how to ride my bike properly, she taught me how to swim properly, she taught me how to run efficiently. 3 things like you really easily take for granted. I can swim, I can ride my bike, I can definitely run. But actually, until someone shows you how to do it properly, you realise how much energy you can waste and how quicker you can be. So definitely find a personal trainer with triathlon experience who fits your personality. And knee support, or
taking triathlon seriously.
So my second tip is aimed at people like myself who are a bit crap at organising themselves. Please pack for race day the day before. We had a few dramas and shoes were missing. So here at Stenning, at the racking area for the bikes, Charlie blew his top with me this morning. He had a go at me for forgetting my cleats, which is stupid, my cycling shoes. And we've got to the racking area and Charlie's forgot his running shoes. It's too early to laugh at him, but I'll laugh at him later. It puts lots of unnecessary pressure. You're nervous enough without them realising you've forgotten something vital or something that's a comfort to you. So pack the night before, spread it all out on your bed or spread it all out on a table, and then in the morning check the items off one by one when you put them in your bag. It will just give you peace of mind, and then you can focus on more important things.
On my rocket.
So training for long periods of time is boring. If you're doing the same thing for months on end, you will get bored. It's human nature. It's okay to admit that. So I would hugely recommend mixing it up a little bit. If you're going for runs, go in different locations with different people, mix it up, do some sprinting as well as long distance, go to a local track and start doing laps. All these types of things will just reinvigorate you and make you feel more excited about it again. With swimming, if you're swimming in a swimming pool, which let's face it, can be the tedious thing ever, plus lots of different people at different abilities. You've got people without a care in the world who are swimming slow in a fast lane, and then you've got people who are really hammering it, who are getting very annoyed at you if you were holding them up. So, go in a sea, go in a lake, do some lessons, go at a different time of the day where it's quieter, but mix it up.
What's the story? Well, just saying, when I was younger, we used to go to Troy Bay and we used to swim. The sea was just like this, if not worse. And everybody used to get in it.
It's really cold and it's 7:30 on a Saturday morning. Oh, wish us luck. And as for cycling, you can have so much fun with cycling. Again, change where you're doing it, change who you're doing it with, and go on some holidays. Went for a little bike ride in France. And the best way to have a bike ride in France is stop for a crepe. We went to the Lake District and brought our bikes, something we thought we would never ever have done a year before. And there were some tough old climbs, but we had a brilliant time, and it was kind of exercise in disguise. So switch it up. And finally, don't beat yourself up if you go through a bit of a crap spell. We had holidays, we had parties, and We didn't want this to affect our social life, and it did a little bit. We weren't big drinkers for periods of time, and then we were, and we didn't really have any consistency. And you do need to commit to it to a point, but not to the point where you're miserable and lonely and worried that you're missing out on what your mates are doing. So let your hair down from time to time. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't dwell on it. And most certainly do not write the whole week off. Just give yourself a day or two off and then get back on it, and there will be really very little damage done.
It's almost 15 minutes since I finished my workout. I gotta get this really high sugary protein powder in my body right now. Quick, quick, quick. This is it. That was a close one.
So that's my story in a nutshell. I mean, a really tiny little pistachio nutshell of my journey last year. I do have other videos that are a bit more specific, and also they are at different stages of my training, so do go check them out. And please, please, please comment if you've got your own stories to share. And good luck if you're competing. Set your goals high and keep focused, and you will get there, I promise you.